Welcome, everyone, to the 11th show of Transitions Radio here at 801 Bethlehem Pike Borders in North Wales.
In North Wales, PA. Let's get a round of applause.
Yay! We have a terrible show lined up for you. No, just kidding. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight, as always.
Wyclef is a resident, or was born in Haiti, has long been socially active, and took a prominent role in raising relief funds through his foundation for the Haitian earthquakes in January. Guys, what do you think about Wyclef Jean running for president of Haiti?
I mean, I think it will make a good music video, maybe a nice song. I don't know if it's really good for real life, though. You know what I mean?
I'm going to completely agree with Callie there. The previous president of Haiti, Rene Preval, really completely dropped the ball when it came to the big earthquake that happened earlier this year in Haiti. It was kind of, an absentee president. However, I don't know if having Wyclef Jean coming in and running for president will be, any more effective. You might as well just keep Rene Preval in there. We're talking about the guy who started the donation at Yele Haiti and raised $9.1 million for the catastrophe in Haiti, for the earthquakes and everything that happened. But did not have any infrastructure or experience or anything to actually dispense that money, and that was actually almost a complete failure to get that money down there. So
his charity isn't doing well. Zach Barron, the writer for the Village Voice, just completely trashes the idea of Wyclef running for president. He says he's a musician, not a politician. And he even has the director of the Haitian platform to advocate for alternative development. Here's a quote from him in there saying, quote, "It's a catastrophe. It's a reflection of the weakness of the political class that the system is at the mercy of a mediagenic person who flies in from abroad," end quote. And I think that's exactly true. Celebrities in our country have the money to fly wherever they want. It doesn't mean that they have the right to rule or take over wherever they want.
The Haitian presidency doesn't exactly have a fantastic history. It's not a presidency the way that we think of a presidency, where it's one of three branches of government. It's basically a dictatorship, and it's not, a common election that usually decides who the presidency is. The president is often whatever group seizes power at that time. Rene Preval, like you said, is banned from running in this election. So it's not exactly the democratic process that we're all familiar with. And Wyclef isn't exactly, he hasn't exactly, what's the word I'm looking for here?
How do you really feel, Dan?
Yeah. Well, according to the Smoking Gun website, he owes $2.1 million in back taxes, and he allegedly misused the funds from his foundation that was supposed to provide aid for the Haitian earthquakes. So my question is, how is he really any different from these dictators in the past who have just, seized power and then done pretty much whatever they wanted?
I don't know if he's going to be that successful. I don't know if he can get in there and actually seize power and then say, "This is Wyclef Jean's domain now." We're going to play only Fugees on the radio. I don't know what else they would do.
They'll be killing themselves.
But coming into that kind of, that economic depression, the infrastructure is not there in Haiti anymore. It's been wiped out because of the disaster. How is Wyclef Jean going to get together an administration and then work on this and figure it out? So this is a man who played for a benefit concert for his organization, Yele Haiti, and took some money out, $1,100 to actually pay himself for playing at his own benefit. You just got to be serious here. One of the things I want to talk about too is what Zach Barron said from the Village Voice, and what Callie sort of elaborated on, was having this kind of media figure from the north come down to the southern country, who's already kind of dependent on the production of media from America in a general sense. Now they have a physical media character down there running for the actual presidency. It's almost this idea of, I don't know if he's going to come in and actually put down a Wyclef regime, and as Callie said. Wyclef regime. I don't know if he's going to physically do that, but I think in a way it's almost kind of like media imperialism. But now he's actually coming to take the president's spot physically. It's kind of weird for me. That's kind of an interesting side note.
When I think of this election process, I think of maybe like a Bonnaroo, It's like Wyclef going to be with a guitar and like a little box of votes in front of him. I think the question is, where do our celebrities draw the line? If you want to have like a charity, you know, that's a great idea, but who are you to really think that you can go in and rule a country? Whether or not you are interested in politics, it still matters if you have that experience. And Haiti isn't in good hands in the first place, and I don't think that putting one of our talented musicians to rule, that's the wrong word, but dictatorship, I guess it's the right, I just don't see a positive outcome.
I still don't see him doing a dictatorship, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But
I mean, he's saying all the right things in interviews. He's talking about educating the population, getting kids to read and write, creating jobs, you know, basically everything you would expect a political
figure. He's a public figure. Of course he knows what to say in interviews. I mean, anybody can nail that job, but when you're actually put in the position, I don't really think he is gonna know where to begin.
I think implementing everything he's talking about will be a task, especially with the history that Haiti has with not being the best governed country in the world.
Sure. All right. So, dating horror stories. I have. Gosh, it's the problem is which one to tell. I have a pretty gnarly breakup story. I tell this story pretty often, but I've never really told it without playing the song that's attached to it. But I was seeing someone, buckle up, from from Alaska, and we kind of met through this company that I was touring with, and we just hit it off, and hit it off so well, in fact, that we were talking about, you know, the future, you know, and all that stuff. So I booked a flight to Alaska. She was a flight attendant, so it was a pretty sweet deal. I booked a flight to Alaska to go up to talk to Dad, because I'm old-fashioned like that. To talk to Dad and to pop the question. And I was supposed to be up there for 2 weeks. I was up there for a total of 4 days because on I guess it was the 5th morning, I got out of bed and I asked her what she wanted for breakfast, and she was like, "I can't do this anymore. You have to go home." And I was like, you do realize that there is an entire country between where we are now and where I live. I still, to this day, I have no idea what happened, but I got a pretty sweet couple of songs out of it that I would imagine I might have to share with you guys in a couple of minutes when I perform. Yeah, that's a doozy of a horror story for me.
Did you have a ring with you?
Fortunately enough, I hadn't bought the ring yet.
Yeah, I'll say. Fortunately enough.
But I did end up having to use that money on a ticket home.
That's very, very sad. That's
It is
cold-hearted
sad.
for Alaska.
It is. It's very sad.
All right, well, let me introduce myself.
cool
I'm
art
Noelle
for
Westphal,
Antarctica.
the associate producer of Transitions. And I have a worst and best story. My very first date that I ever went on, I was so excited. I'd asked this guy out and I had a big crush on him. And he said it was going to be a double date. And the other guy and his girlfriend came along, and I was there with my guy. And the other guy brought his mom. And she hung out with us the entire night. And then we went out to get food, and the mom and the other guy and his girlfriend all split one drink with 3 straws. And I came home and I looked at my parents and I was like, I am never going on a date again. This is nothing like Saved by the Bell. And it was really bad. That is my worst story. And I was with him for 1.5 years, and that turned into a bad story too. But my best story is the guy I'm with now. I met him in nursery school, and we lost touch, and we just started talking. Again, I found him on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and we clicked, and we are very happy now. So that's pretty cute.
Oh, there are happy endings.
There are.
That's
You
the
have
most
to kiss
fun.
the frogs to get to the prince.
I'll agree with that.
That's my story.
All right, well, I think I'll follow in your footsteps, Noelle, and I'll share a worst and a best, you know, because the worst is really bad. It's embarrassing, guys, so nobody laugh. I'm Callie McCurdy, one of the co-hosts of Transitions. My worst dating story just happened this past November. I went to Penn State University, and one of the things up there that's really popular for any organizations, I was in a sorority, but any organization really is going on hay rides. It's really fun. Everyone goes. One of my sorority sisters is here now, actually, and everybody sort of goes and they sit in the hay. You bring a date, you go to this big bonfire. So I asked this guy that I was seeing from home to come up for it. He was going to drive up, and the night before I was like, yep, I'll be there at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm so excited, and I'm sending him like, oh, can't wait for tomorrow, it's going to be so fun, these text messages, and he never showed up or answered me the next day, so that is probably my worst dating story. But I did end up finding a date with him the hour before the hayride, and I had a blast.
That was his loss then, and you found somebody better.
You know, I mean, like you said, gotta kiss the frogs.
That's how it goes.
That could be a Taylor Swift song.
It could.
That story.
It could. I went to high school with Taylor Swift, actually.
out.
I thought you meant Kiss the Frogs.
Oh, that too, probably.
Next up, we have our very own South Jersey spot correspondent, Veronica, with the Atlantic City Food and Wine Festival. Take it away, Veronica.
Well, first of all, welcome back to Atlantic City.
Thank you. We love coming here.
How's the festival going?
I guess it's going great. I've been gambling.
I know. Have you been lucky? Lucky yet?
No.
No. You gotta keep
Well, it
playing.
depends on what you call lucky. I've waked up every side on the right side. I've waked up every morning since I've been here on the right side of the dirt. So, you know, in a way, that's kind of lucky.
Now for you, it must be so fun to meet your fans who look up to you because you're truly such an inspiration. What is that like?
Thank you. Oh my gosh. You know, I get tired because I'm not as young as all these other kids that surround me. So when I get to be out there with my friends that I haven't met yet, you know, it's like being recharged, you know.
Now you have
They
some,
fill me with energy.
which is great, and you have some restaurants at other
Yes,
Harris properties.
yes,
Do you think that
yes,
there would
yes,
ever be
yes.
the possibility for here in Atlantic City or Chester in Pennsylvania
Barry!
to bring some Southern cooking to the east?
I will
Maybe.
tell you there's conversation going on.
All right. Any upcoming
We're
projects?
fixing it. Well, we're opening in southern Indiana at the Showboat there. And December the 1st, we open in Cherokee at the Harrah's there. So we're very excited. That will give us 3 locations. We're in Tunica, we're in Harrah's in Tunica, Mississippi. And we've been there now almost 2 years, haven't we, Barry? 2.5. Well, what May? I think it was Memorial Day that we opened 2 years ago. So 2 years and 2 months. And it's doing very, very well.
Great. Well, we'll keep our eyes and ears open.
Well, thank
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you,
It was
darling.
nice to meet you.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us for our 11th show of Transitions Radio. Can't believe it.
I know it's been quite a ride. We've had Veronica talk about the Atlantic City Food and Wine Festival. We had Dan Schmidt do a roundtable about Wyclef Jean running for the president of Haiti,
Oh, jeez.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Kelly is at a lack for words.
I'm out of words. I
She's
just can't even
speechless.
speak on the matter.
We also had Seth Aaron on, which will be which he played his live set tonight, which was wonderful.
A great set. And next week we have a Johnny action figure coming on. So look forward to show 12. I'm Callie McCurdy.
And I'm John Mim.
And thanks for listening to
Transitions.